y'all. I'm Karen Morgan, and this is the Purple Bike Podcast. Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the year 2013. We had a lot of fun stuff happening that year. Candy Crush became the most popular game on Facebook. I am proud to say I've never played it. We had Grumpy Cat that year. Grumpy Cat was everywhere. We also had the Geico Camel commercial, where everybody was just waiting for Wednesday so that they could yell Hump Day. In 2013, the Pope signed on to Twitter. How cool is that, Pope? And the big rage that started in 2013 that just seems like it's been around forever was taking selfies. That was the first year that people started doing selfies and posting them on social media. The word selfie even became an Oxford Dictionary's word of the year for 2013. Also that year they added the word twerk and the word derp. I had to actually look up the word derp. Wasn't sure what that meant. It means stupidity. So now don't I feel derpish?
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome.
The number one song of 2013 was Thrift Shop by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
Ice on the fringe is so damn frosty. The people like, damn,
That's a cold ass hole.
We also had the Harlem Shake that year.
They do the Harlem Shake.
And songs from the Lumineers.
Family, all the blood that I will bleed. I don't know where I belong. I don't know where I went wrong. But I can write a song. I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart. I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
There was a lot of Miley Cyrus in 2013, including her twerking performance at the MTV Video Music Awards.
Dog goes woof, cat goes meow, bird goes tweet, and mouse goes squeak.
And the song that sticks in my head from 2013, mostly because my husband keeps singing it, is What Does the Fox Say by Ylvis.
And fish go blub, and the seal goes ow, ow, ow. But there's one sound that no one knows. What does the fox say? Ding, 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 ding. What the fox say? Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. What the fox say?
There were so many TV shows that debuted in 2013 because reality TV really started exploding with all the different platforms. We had reality shows like Naked and Afraid, Pregnant and Dating, America's Worst Tattoos, and I Hate My Yard. I haven't seen any of these, but I think the titles are awesome. I did watch and still watch Below Deck, which is about crew members who live and work on these super yachts, and they have to wait on rich people, and then they also have to work together, which is sometimes great and sometimes not. 2013 also saw the debut of Anthony Bourdain's show, Parts Unknown. We were big fans of this show. Anthony Bourdain traveled all around the world, eating and discovering the cultures of different areas, including Portland, Maine, by the way. He visited Jay's Oyster Bar, which is right behind our ice cream store. This show won 12 Primetime Emmy Awards out of 31 nominations, and it also won a Peabody. The series finale, after 12 seasons, ended in Anthony Bourdain's hometown of New York City. There were also some great scripted shows that debuted in 2013. House of Cards had Kevin Spacey and Robin Wright. This was an awesome series that was set in D.C. It's about a congressman from South Carolina, played by Kevin Spacey, who was great in the role, but not so great in real life, I guess. And I never really cared for his fake Southern accent. Robin Wright played his wife, and she was ultimately, a little scarier than her husband. Not exactly a scripted show, but I love this show so much. Drunk History premiered in 2013. Drunk History was created by Derek Waters and Jeremy Connor. Will Ferrell and Adam McKay are the show's executive producers. Each show features a narrator who gets extremely intoxicated and then tries to tell a story from history. While the story is being told, there are actors that are lip-syncing the dialogue. It's just really, really funny. Sadly, in 2020, Comedy Central canceled the series. The 6th season was its last. Boo. And my favorite series that debuted in 2013 was The Goldbergs. The Goldbergs was created by Adam Goldberg based on his childhood and his family in the 1980s. It stars Wendy McClendon-Covey as Beverly Goldberg, my hero, and Jeff Garlin as Murray Goldberg. The best parts of the Goldbergs are the pop culture references from the 80s, and at the end of the show, they show clips that Adam Goldberg made on his video camera growing up that showed his real family and the inspirations for the episodes. All right, let's talk about the movies of 2013. Number 1 at the box office was Frozen. Frozen also won Oscars for the Best Animated Film and the Best Original Song, Let It Go, which was sung by Idina Menzel, or as John Travolta would say, Adele Dazeem.
The cold never bothered me anyway.
The big Oscar winner for 2013 was 12 Years a Slave, which won Best Film and also Best Supporting Actress for Lupita Nyong'o, as well as Best Adapted Screenplay for John Ridley. Other Oscars went to Gravity for Best Director and Best Original Score, Dallas Buyers Club, which got Best Actor for Matthew McConaughey and Best Supporting Actor for Jared Leto. Cate Blanchett won Best Actress for Blue Jasmine. There were a whole lot of sequels from other movies in 2013, as seems to be the ongoing trend. So let's start with the twos. We had The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, or Smaug, however you want to say it. This was the second installment in the 3-part film series based on the novel The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. We make it a tradition in our family to go to the movies on Christmas Eve, and the Hobbit series was one of the series that we watched. Okay, continuing with our twos, we also had The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, which was the second installment in the Hunger Games trilogy. We had Red 2 with Bruce Willis, John Malkovich, Helen Mirren, and Mary Louise Parker. We had Despicable Me 2, Anchorman 2, Thor: The Dark World, which was the second part of the Thor series, and Monsters University, which wasn't really a 2 so much as it was a prequel to Monsters, and this was where Sully and Mike meet in college. All right, let's move on to the threes. We had The Hangover Part 3 with the guys from The Hangover. We had Iron Man 3. We don't have any 4s, but we do have a 5 and a 6. We had A Good Day to Die Hard with Bruce Willis. That was the 5th Die Hard movie. And then we had Fast and Furious 6. Other non-series movies, or at least first installment movies, were Man of Steel, which was the first installment of the new Superman series, but it wasn't really the first Superman movie, so I don't know what number to give it. We had Now You See Me, which was about magicians. I really liked this movie. It had Jesse Eisenberg, Isla Fisher, Morgan Freeman, Woody Harrelson, Mark Ruffalo, and Michael Caine. It had some sequels that came thereafter, but it was a very entertaining movie. Okay, now for some funny movies. We had The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, and that was with Steve Carell, Jim Carrey, and Steve Buscemi. Another movie about magicians, but this one was funnier. This was another movie that was co-written by John Francis Daly, who played Sam on Freaks and Geeks. The movie R.I.P.D. had Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges. This was a cool and funny movie about people who die and then come back as other people, and these happened to be policemen. We had We're the Millers with Jennifer Aniston and Jason Sudeikis. A very funny movie about people pretending to be a family in order to, well, let's say, traffic some drugs. I really liked The Internship. That was with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. Vince Vaughn actually wrote the screenplay. It was about two older guys who go for an internship at Google. Identity Thief had Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy. This was her first big role after Bridesmaids. And then we had Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa. This movie was with Johnny Knoxville dressed up as a grandpa, going around the country, kind of tricking people. I am so proud to tell you that I saw this in the movie theater. Other movies that were really good, but much less funny, we had August Osage County with Julia Roberts and Meryl Streep. Nice film, pretty depressing. We had American Hustle. This was a great film with Christian Bale, Bradley Cooper, Amy Adams, Jennifer Lawrence, Robert De Niro, and Jeremy Renner. Elysium had Matt Damon and Jodie Foster. This was a very futuristic look at how in the future the rich people live up on a spaceship and the poor people live down on Earth. I thought it was super interesting. We had Captain Phillips with Tom Hanks. We had Nebraska with Bruce Dern, Will Forte, Bob Odenkirk, Stacy Keach, and June Squibb, who was wonderful. This movie was in black and white, a little depressing, but also really well done. Walt Disney came out with Saving Mr. Banks with Tom Hanks and Emma Thompson. It's the story about how Walt Disney went about to get the rights to make Mary Poppins. We had the movie Admission, starring Tina Fey with Paul Rudd. This is a story about college admissions and this woman who works as an admissions counselor. Pretty telling, I think, about the whole process. And there was The Wolf of Wall Street with Leonardo DiCaprio, Jonah Hill, Matthew McConaughey, and George's own Kyle Chandler. We've watched this movie several times in our house. And now we're down to my two favorite movies of 2013. I have to say that they're not overwhelmingly favorite, but I really liked these two movies a lot. The first one is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, which was directed by and starring Ben Stiller. It also had Kristen Wiig, Shirley MacLaine, Sean Penn, and Patton Oswalt. This was actually the second film of James Thurber's 1939 short story. The first film starred Danny Kaye. And I also really liked The Heat with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. Sandra Bullock plays kind of an uptight FBI agent who has to work with Melissa McCarthy, who is a local cop working in Boston. They did most of the filming in Boston, and I had a few friends who had small roles in this movie. What I loved the most about The Heat was that they actually played on the Boston accent. They did a great job with it. But my family loves this scene where Sandra Bullock's character is trying to figure out what they are saying.
Are you a knock?
Sorry?
Are you a knock?
A knock. Sorry, I don't know what that is. A knock.
A knock. Am I speaking Japanese?
Yeah, listen to him.
I'm gonna sound it out for you. Are you, or are you not a knock? Like Johnny Depp in 21 Jump Street.
Ah, I see. Okay, a narc.
A knock, yes.
Yes. No,
what was I saying?
I was missing the R when you were saying, I heard knock.
What are you? What are you doing here? What are you doing?
I'm a federal agent. I'm a special agent.
Are you a boy or a girl?
It's a fair question. I'm female.
No kidding.
All woman.
From the get-go? No operation?
From birth, yes.
How you get that close to shave on your face?
Join me next time when we talk about the year 2014. When Jimmy Fallon took over The Tonight Show, we all loved Guardians of the Galaxy and a funny little movie about vampires called What We Do in the Shadows. Thanks so much for listening. Y'all have a great day. Hey, Hey, this is Karen. I hope you're enjoying the Purple Bike podcast. For more information about the Purple Bike, go to thepurplebike.com, and also make sure to check out my website, which is karenmorgan.com, where you can subscribe to my monthly newsletter that has announcements about upcoming comedy shows, some really cool giveaways, and other fun stuff. So go to karenmorgan.com and sign up today.